What's going on, everybody? My name is Ron, and I'm always with my beautiful wife, Laura.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And we have a Kingdom Radio Special Edition.
Kingdom Radio Special Edition.
This person is all the way from Wilmington, North Carolina. He is a military veteran. He served 18 years in the Navy as a Chief Petty Officer. He is not only in Clippa, but he is a Clippa trainer. From Patriot Illumination, our personal friend, the man with the most Christmas spirit in the business, Mr. J.C. Chanowsky.
Oh, I'm excited to be here and honored to be on with you guys.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's an honor to have you on here. So we're actually like a #1 fan, so that's why it's an honor to have you finally on, the show. And Laura's always like, would you get off Facebook? And I was just waking her up the other day and I said, no, but look at this sleigh he just made, babe. I mean, look, he made it. And she's like, I don't care. It's 5 a.m. You're on Facebook all the time. And I was like, but it's J.C. Chanowsky. So anyway.
That's true. You have a stalker.
I think we're secretly stalking each other's pages and the growth over there. It's amazing.
We're going to have to just get a restraining order soon. But for now, we've become best friends.
Or we just partner up, take over. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So man, you're in the pressure washing business, Cape Fear Pro Wash, right?
It is, yes. Yep.
Okay,
yep.
so, and I was looking, it's not like you're a 1 truck, 2 truck, 3 truck operation. There was 4 or 5 vehicles, a big old warehouse, and you also have Patriot Illumination, your Christmas light company, and it's a big operation. I mean, I know you downplay it and say, oh no, it's just a little something going on. There's nothing little about what you got going on. It's a huge operation. Can you tell us a little bit about how you started and what actually got you into the Christmas light business?
Yeah, absolutely. I was former Navy, 18 years served over there. And 2009, when I got out the first time, I had moved from New York to North Carolina with my wife and stepdaughter at the time, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to do any corporate jobs, so I started doing some research. I love the landscaping world. Found out sunny North Carolina, there's 100,000 landscapers down here, and it just would have been going right into a tough market. So doing the research back in the forums before social media was real big, I found pressure washing. I was like, well, this sounds exciting. Go spray some water, clean some houses, work for myself, and make some money. Why not?
Right.
2009, we started Keep Your Pro Wash, but shortly after that, I got called to go back overseas for the Navy, and I don't even think I had the company going not even a year, so I was gone. My dad kept the company going, came back, and then we moved to New York again for the 3rd time and stayed up there for 3 years, had another child. In 2014, we said we're tired, we're fed up with the cold, and came back to North Carolina. About after 3 years, 2016, right around that time, while we're at a pressure washing convention trade show in Charlotte, North Carolina, that's where we first ran into the WeHangChristmasLights.com folks out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a giant wreath and some garland and Christmas lights, and I glowed like a little kid on Christmas Day. And I'm like, what are you doing over here? They're like, well, you can make money hanging Christmas lights. I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing in the world. And you're going to tell me somebody's going to pay me to do it?
Oh my God.
Sure enough.
We're like the same person. Would you run into Josh? Is that where you went?
Actually, I don't remember Josh was there, but Brett, Madison, and Ryan Fox were there.
Okay.
And we've been friends ever since then.
Now, that's back when Clippa and We Hang Christmas Lights were the same entity, right?
I don't even think Clippa was formed yet then.
Yeah.
I think it was just when it was We Hang Christmas Lights.
Okay, you see them at the trade show and you say, hey, I'm into pressure washing, and they say, no. You can make some money when pressure washing slows down. It does slow down, right? You're like, yeah, of course. So you can make a bunch of money, maybe even more money than pressure washing doing Christmas lights. And then how do you get started from that point where they have a training, or do they have a platform, or how does it work when you start out like that?
That time, it was October of 2016, and I was with my father at the show, and I was like, Dad, let's go home. Let's install some Christmas lights on my house. Let's see if we like it, if it's something we want to do. And had no training, got the lights in. We were able to put the lights on in my house in a fairly short period of time with zero training. And I stepped back, I looked at the house, I looked at how they were custom cut, how great it looked. It wasn't trashy like it used to be when I was a kid, and
Sure.
all Clark Griswoldy. And I was like, "This is it, Dad. This is what I want to do."
You're listening to an exclusive interview with J.C. Chanowsky on Kingdom Radio.
The clients, they loved it. I had so much fun doing it. I said, "You know what? We're going to do it. We're going big next year."
Yeah, let me tell you this, man. Men taking their place in the family, and dad. I've heard you say dad a couple times. I actually worked with my dad for 10 years, and my dad was a milkman, so I was a milkman for 10 years, kind of working with my dad. But as I see like pictures and videos of you online actually working with your dad, I have to tell you, I am envious. I wish my dad thought business the way I do. He thinks you work for a company and you work for 30 years or 40 years and you retire, get a pension, and ride off in the sunset. And that's what he did. But the path for me is different. And the fact that you get to experience that with your dad, I am very envious of that.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's there every single day. I mean, he's actually out back painting these sleds right now. And
all right.
Without him, I would not be here. He's always been my rock, supporting my crazy ideas. And if I've got something in my head, he's like, "All right, let's make it happen."
Man, let's talk about the Santa sleigh.
Talk about the sleigh.
I told
pass
Laura.
the tissues around in a second.
I know. I told Laura, I said, "Look, Laura, we need this. We have to have this. I just don't know where we would put it because it looks so nice. It should be inside." And she's like, "No, we can put it outside." And I'm like, maybe, but I wouldn't want to mess it up. And she's like, "Well, you put the Jesus signs out there." But I'm like, "But this is Santa's sleigh. This is completely different," But your dad, man, he's like a carpenter because when I seen that Facebook post, I mean, literally, I woke her up in the middle of the night and said, "Ooh, you have to see this. Oh, my God."
The coffee hadn't even turned
So you
on
can
yet.
imagine, it's like, "Look, I don't ever want to hear a J.C. Chanowsky again," But
I swear I did not say that.
she didn't say that, but her look. That's what it was implying.
Yeah, then again, that's another crazy idea. I saw a picture. We were going to buy some from somebody else. It would have been a far drive, and it was spent to do 2 of them. He's like, "Let's make them." He just kind of had a visual. I showed him what we wanted, and there's no design plans back here, no blueprints, no nothing. He just puts it in his head and makes it happen.
Wow. Before I get to the training part, I do want to talk to you about like the Christmas business when, the first year when you're doing 5 houses and then all of a sudden you're like, "You know what, let's take this seriously. Like, I'm tired of messing around and kind of baby stepping in here. Let's give 110% and take Christmas seriously." And that first year or the second year or even the third year, there comes a point where you're worn out. I mean, your bank account's swollen, you're worn out, you're tired of answering the phones, you're not trying to install another light, but it's the love for Christmas. It's that passion for Christmas and all the conversations and then seeing it come to life. I mean, that's what gets me through, and you seem like the same person as me. Tell me about Christmas spirit and what kind of impact it makes about being in the Christmas business.
Absolutely. And I think, it's a very emotional business. Numbers are great. I love seeing the numbers coming in, but I think like you guys, the emotional impact is huge and keeps us driven to keep wanting to do more for others. Mm-hmm. And I grew up fairly poor. We used to drive around looking at Christmas lights when we were kids and seeing who had the biggest lights, and it was never us. But what gets me excited about the Christmas lights is not only the customer coming out and seeing the lights and loving it, the kids getting all excited about it, but it's the effects that nobody really thinks about is the family that can't afford the Christmas lights and gets to drive around and see them. The guy that just worked a 60-hour week, stressed out, going home, doesn't even know what he's going to eat for dinner, and just happens to look up and sees the Christmas lights and has a little smile because of the lights just brightened up his night, or the families that just get out and celebrate together and get to enjoy it within the neighborhood. So it's all those little other things that nobody really thinks about. They just think about the client that put the lights up, and there you go, that's what we did. But it's everybody else that I think about, and that's what I love.
Yeah, no. Patriot Illumination out of the Wilmington, North Carolina area. Now, there are some other huge, when I say huge, I mean like nationally known Christmas light distribution and contractors and stuff in North Carolina. How do you look at competition? Because, we spoke, off of the radio, and you're like, actually one of the few people that I've ever met that's actually genuinely happy for people when they're successful. How do you kind of compete and how do you exist with all those big guys? And now that you are a big guy, how do you coexist with these people in your state or in your area?
Yeah, I mean, there's just too much to go around for one person. And I feel that it benefits everybody to work together. You know, it keeps the quality up high, keep everybody's pricing in comparison with each other, so nobody's trying to be cutthroat. There's just so much money to be made in such a short period of time that I'd rather share my knowledge and experience with another company rather than try and be cutthroat and take away from them.
Yes.
Because I can't get to every single house.
Right.
I want every house lit. We can't do it all.
Yeah.
So
I wish I could.
I wish I could too.
I wish I had enough phones and I had enough ears to put the phones on to hear all of the Christmas stories, because the Christmas stories, if you own a Christmas light business, for those who are listening that don't own one or you're thinking about getting into one, the stories that you hear from the people saying, oh, this will be my very first Christmas that I have the grandkids and I haven't seen them in 2 years for this reason and that reason, or they're living overseas and they're finally coming home and this is the very first Christmas I get to spend with them. And then you're talking on the phone and it's really emotional, but then to see the picture of your installers installed it and then the kids are there on this day, or for the people who had a surprise, or, you know, unfortunately people are terminally ill and this is their last Christmas, and for you to be a part of that experience, I mean, there is nothing like it. I mean, there's no other business on the planet Earth that compares to the stories that you hear. I wish I could be a part of the whole entire country's Christmas experience, but I'm very fortunate that we are a part of the ones that we are a part of. But tell me about some of those Christmas experiences that really just make you stop in your tracks for a moment during the season.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the last several years, we've been donating a house to a young local child who's been dealt a bad deck of cards, but she's just a survivor, strong as can be, resilient, and just keeps pushing every single day. And I remember last year, Joe, my operations manager, he's like, hey, are we going back to do their house this year? And he brought my attention and said, hey, I really want to go back and do it. It wasn't me saying, hey, we got to go back and do it, which we always look forward to. Mm-hmm. But the fact that he was excited to go do it before I even said anything was fun, because then the team actually get to see those effects of who we're helping and who's benefiting from it.
You're listening to an exclusive interview with J.C. Chanowsky on Kingdom Radio.
We're doing 5 donation houses for October for breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
So right now we're actually taking nominations for survivors who are currently battling breast cancer. We did it last. We had so much fun doing it. Yeah. We're just going to go out there and decorate their house for the month of October in pink and cool white lights.
Yes.
And
awesome.
We do a couple military families, whether it's a Gold Star family, somebody who's lost a loved one, or just somebody maybe returning from home that's been deployed. We just love giving back. It's so much fun. It's too easy not to give back. We're just trying to give as much as we can. Yeah. Expect nothing in return other than happy.
Absolutely. To hear the stories and everything and share the stories with the people working for you. I mean, I always say the guys that work with us, you know, you may not like Christmas because you had a bad experience, you know, somewhere along the line, or you may love Christmas, or, you know, however you feel about Christmas. If you work with me for a season, you will love Christmas. Because I do, and anytime anyone gets anywhere near me, you also are going to be on fire for Christmas and the passion of it. And the guys, they really kind of make me take a step back, because like when we do these ones that we donate, because we also donate a lot, you know, they'll say, hey boss, no, I'm not going to charge you for this house, my friend, because, you know, we also want to give and be a part of this, my friend. So no, please don't pay me for this one. And I'm like, are you serious? You know, because even though I'm charitable, I don't expect the guys to also do that. Or they'll like give me discounted rates on labor because they appreciate the direction our company is going, and we treat all of our guys like family, but they actually buy into it, and they also want to do the house and be a part of that too. So, you know, we don't want to rob them of that blessing. We allow them to do it, but man, it just takes us back, man. Mm-hmm. It really does.
Yeah, that is incredible. And that's part of that company culture that you guys build, you know, that's huge.
You're listening to an exclusive interview with J.C. Chanowsky on Kingdom Radio.
You have gotten to the point where you're on a level that a lot of people would aspire to be. Like at some point in their career, if they can just get to where you are right now, that would be success. And I know you have your sights set on a higher level than you are now. And so when you're going around training, I know this is your first year actually being on stage and training people. I personally think I'd be very nervous and everything, but tell me about finally having the opportunity to give back in a form of training and being on stage for the first time. Tell me about that. How awesome is that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been dying to do it for a couple of years now, and Matt finally gave me the opportunity to this year. Started down in Orlando with training with Brett and Ryan down there, and it's just been so overwhelmingly exciting for me. I love being out there. I love being able to share my story with these new companies coming up, and these trains, they got guys that have never hung a light before, and we've talked to guys that have been hanging lights for 6-7 years, still trying to prove themselves. And that's what I tell them. It's like, you'll never be an expert if you stop learning. So you need to continue this education. And I love it because not only am I training them, but at the same time, they're training me.
There's like a signature suit jacket and pants that I see you in, like more than anyone else. Where the hell did you find that thing at?
Love it.
I've seen someone else was teaching with you the other day, and he had did he borrow your jacket, or did he come to the same place you bought it from, or how does that work?
No, yeah, that was Pat Clark. He's the same jacket. I think we got them at Kohl's, actually. They got such great deals on these little Christmas suits. You can get a jacket, a tie, and pants for like $70-$80, and some of them even light up too, which is pretty cool. But I tell you, like, it just changes the whole dynamic when you show up to an estimate with a Christmas jacket on. But the homeowner's like, oh my God, I can breathe. Like, this is fun already. I don't have to get the sales pitch. I got, mini Clark Griswold over here just ready to talk about Christmas.
Yeah, I got Will Ferrell just came from the North Pole here to give me an estimate. I mean, how awesome is that? I seen a picture of you with Santa Claus, and somehow it looked like it had this reindeer that was kind of coming out in front of Santa Claus. Where the heck did you find that thing at?
Ooh, which one are you talking about?
There was one I seen. Donovan was like, "Man, what are you doing to that reindeer?" It was like a reindeer that was coming out from your stomach, and it was.
Oh, yeah, the little thing with the fan motor in there. I forgot about that.
That video where you were simulating people fall off. I mean, I was watching on Facebook when you were making it, but that final production is awesome. I mean, that was one of the best Christmas light videos I've seen. And I make videos and I see things like that. I'm like, whoa, one day I'd like to be talented like that and have the whole movie set and everything. And also the one that I think it was your daughter with that came out there with the Take 151. Well, now that your lights is already on the house. Oh my God, it was so funny.
Yeah, we had and that was the first time actually she said, hey, I want to film. And before, like months prior, she's like, nope, I'm good, I'm going over here, just like, are you done? She had so much fun at it, and every time I see it now I just laugh, and I don't even know how I kept a straight face through it. We probably took 37 takes just trying to keep a straight face because she was cracking me up. Then she almost cut my nose off with a clapper.
It was like, yeah, so this is J.C. Chanowsky from Patriot. Cut! You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's part of the company culture here. Like, it doesn't involve just me and the kids. I do it with the guys, the team, everybody, front and back of the house. Like, I want everybody excited. I want to see them grow personally and professionally, and we can have fun doing it.
Well, we're all out of time for this show, but JC, if someone's trying to get Christmas lights or do business with Patriot Illumination, how do they get in contact with you, and what's the details?
Yeah, they can give us a call, 910-685-0227. Go online, www.patriotillumination.com. We've got an amazing office staff here that are super excited to get every single phone call.
Well, you heard it from JC himself. Give him a call at 910-685-0227 or go to patriotillumination.com. That's patriotillumination.com.
Hey guys, I just want to thank you so much for having me on today. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I wish you nothing but much success this Christmas season, and good luck to everyone out there.